Hey guys, it's Ron Bass with another edition of the Ron Bass Show, your source for inspiration, encouragement, motivation, humor, dry humor, Mr. Brent Atterbury over
Sometimes.
here. Executive producer, marketing guru.
Good to see you, buddy.
Good to see you.
On this snowy, beautiful day.
Yep, it's snowy in Missouri.
Yes. It is.
Pretty snowy. I'm squinting my eyes because it's so bright,
Yes.
looking out the windows of our studio here.
Yes.
Well, it could have been worse.
It could have been. They said we only got about half what we were supposed to get.
So we got like a foot instead of 2 foot.
Yeah, right.
Pretty snowy in Missouri. Our European friends, I know they got a lot of snow, get a lot of snow. They're used to that. And everybody in the United States, you know what's going on. Cold temperatures.
It is.
It's going to be like minus 10, I think tonight or tomorrow night or one night soon. Crazy, huh?
Yeah.
But we don't care
No.
because we've learned to adjust as we go.
Well, it's winter. It's supposed to be cold.
It's supposed to be cold. I was at the gym a while ago and there's like 2 people in there. Normally there's like, 50 people, right?
Yeah.
So people didn't want to get out on the snow. This morning I'm coming to my office and I'm thinking I'm confident because my car is really heavy and it gets around really good. It's not like 4-wheel drive, but it's a heavy car. And I get to the bottom of my little hill going to the main street and I'm stuck and so I'm rocking back and forth and back and forth and finally I get out and I'm thinking, okay, I'm not going back that way tonight. I'm going to go all the way around and go down and then go back up the other way. At any rate, so I say that to say this. You have to adjust as you go. We already said that, but I'm saying it
If you
again.
get stuck.
If you get stuck, you have to learn to figure out a solution.
Yeah.
So true in life, right? And so it's funny how everything kind of comes back around to personal development or how to improve your life or how to get through the struggles and the down times. That's just the way it works. The gal was on the Stairmaster next to me today, and she was talking about her fiance, and I said, well, he's a very athletic guy. She said, oh yeah, I couldn't be with anybody that wasn't fit, and I couldn't live with somebody that wasn't like in shape and wants to work out. And I said, well, that's right, man, because birds of a feather flock together. You got to be around, we talk about it all the time, you got to hang out with people that you most aspire to become like. You have to hang out with people that are the kind of people that you want to become. Mm-hmm. So it's the old saying or the psychology of you become who you surround yourself with. You become what you think about. I know I talk about it all the time, but it's worth repeating because those are laws of psychology. Those aren't theories. Those aren't like, oh, that sounds pretty cool. No, it's a fact. If you put good stuff in your head, good stuff's going to come back. If you put bad stuff in your head, it ain't good, guys. Like, I'm still reading more and more about vaping and cigarettes and marijuana and alcohol. And look, I'm not a teetotaler. I mean, I used to drink. I used to smoke. I did drugs. I don't do that now because I figured it out a number of years ago that it's just not healthy. And really, the gain from it is artificial. So that's the problem. Everybody's chasing the feel good. We talk about this all the time, but you got to feel good internally. So the gal that was working out with me today, we were talking, and I said, at nighttime when I go to my jiu-jitsu classes, after I complete them, I'm doing another group of exercises. I do what they call the Turkish get-ups, which is a kettlebell. You're on your side and you come up and you come back down again. It's really good for balance. I do burpees, which is basically like a squat thrust. And by the way, there was a Mr. Burpee. I think we talked about that once back in the
drinking lots of Coca-Cola.
Mr. Dry Humor over here. He was a fitness guy, like a professor of fitness or. Any rate, he came up with the burpees. He created the test. Yeah. It's like a squat thrust.
Yeah.
And he used that as a tool to determine if you were fit or not. They had a particular formula. So burpees, and then I also do kettlebell swings. Mm. And I was telling her, I said, usually after I do class, it's at the end of the day, it's 9, 10 o'clock at night. I'm already tired from the whole day of running my company, from working out of the gym. And I think, I've got to do another workout. But I find myself, if I just start, it's the same thing when you go to the gym. Once you get into it a little bit, you kind of get rid of the aches and pains and you get rid of the negative thoughts. The next thing you know, you're doing it, and then you think, oh man, this isn't so bad. And then you just kind of keep going, and next thing you know, you get through it. And when you get through it, that's the best feeling in the world, to know that you've done something that wasn't comfortable. And then you have to remind yourself, on top of that great feeling of accomplishment and overcoming adversity and difficulty, is that you're going to physically be so much better off. I find that I sleep so much better. Very vivid dreams. Very vivid dreams. Crazy dreams. But interesting dreams. And a lot of times I'm solving problems while I'm sleeping. I'll wake up and oh yeah, now I've got a solution to what was bothering me the day before. That's the way the brain works, at least sometimes. And so, look, you can't go wrong from working out. If you just want to do a few things like basically what I'm saying, at nighttime I do calisthenics, except for the kettlebells. But you can get a kettlebell for 30 or 40 bucks at Walmart, and or at any one of these, or online. You go to Amazon. I think I bought my last one from Amazon. It's not that much. And man, you can do so many things with it. You don't need to go to the gym. You can do push-ups. You can do the kettlebells. You can do the swings. You can do you can do sit-ups, right? You can get a pull-up bar. Mm. And by the way, speaking of pull-ups, the other day I was at the gym and I was noticing everybody's struggling to do these pull-ups, right? And I remember back 10 years ago when I couldn't do one, and my friend Tony would help me lift up my legs, and I could barely get over the bar, and he just pushed me and like 6, 7, 8, 10 months, and then I could do one and another, then we just kept going and going and doing. We'd wind up doing set after set after set. And I was commenting on that on Facebook, and other people were chiming in and saying, yeah, it's really a shame, but if everybody could just focus and do it, and not give up on it. And I said in my post, I said, I'm so thankful for my friend Tony, because he never gave up on me. And he stayed with me till I was able to do it, and then he stayed with me for many years after that, and we worked out together. He moved to Florida recently, but we still stay in touch with each other. When he comes to Springfield, we still work out together. But at any rate, I say that to say this: mentorship. You need people. We talked about it a little bit ago. You have to be around people that inspire you. You don't have to do anything, guys, but I'm telling you, it's a big help. It's not like, I'm not giving you requirements. I'm sharing with you things that I know that work. So if you're wanting to improve yourself, I don't care if it's your business, your fitness, your attitude, your whatever, your finances, find people that are already doing really good in those areas and spend time with them. I'm looking at you. What am I doing with this guy? I'm kidding. No, his dry humor rubs off on me pretty good.
Yeah.
Now, we've been doing marketing together for a long time, and now we've been doing our podcast together for, it'll be probably a year this spring, I think, full time. And I'm so happy for that, because in my first few years of doing the podcast, I relied on a few other people, and they just weren't very reliable, and I was frustrated. And Brent's, I was able to sink my teeth into Brent, and now we do it every week. And that's a big deal for me. It's a big deal that I can get it out every week. Some of my subscribers are always anxious to see the new one every week. They'll send me messages like, where's the new one at? How come it's not up yet? Don't wait so long. And I appreciate that so much. You guys are just great to say that. Makes us feel good. But we just want to share. We just want to encourage. We just want you to do better. And look, I'm right behind you guys. I've had my ups and downs, up. I could write a book. We talk about it all the time. If you knew my history, you wouldn't believe it, because I make everything look so simple. It's not simple, guys. I think what happens over the course of many years, you get to where you desensitize to the struggle, and you sort of welcome challenge. It's like, if you do something long enough, you get to where it doesn't bother you as much. Still difficult, still, like when I do jiu-jitsu tournaments, or when I do jiu-jitsu drills in the gym, where we do training, it's not always that easy. But I've done it enough now to where after I get engaged with it, I'm more comfortable than I've ever been with it. And you're going to get better, whether you're doing karate, jiu-jitsu, boxing, whether you're a runner, if you're in school and you're doing wrestling. I've got a lot of friends that are wrestlers that come into our gym. Maybe you're a speech and debate guy in school. Maybe you want to become a lawyer. I did a lot of speech and debate when I was in high school. Tournaments, oratorical tournaments. We did debate tournaments. Whatever your trade is, whatever your passion is, music. I've been in the music business for a number of years. I promote artists and we do shows. Soar High Records, Soar High Entertainment. Whatever your passion is, you have to stay with it. You can never give up. I was telling Brent, visiting with Brent, about a young lady here in Missouri. Her name's Chappel Roan. That's her stage name. She's from Willard, Missouri, which is just about 10 minutes from where we're at, basically a suburb of Springfield. And she started, and when she was 18 years old, she went to Los Angeles and started her music career. She was so determined. I think she got a record deal, and then after a few years, they dropped her because, record company didn't think she was performing well enough, not enough income, not enough money, not enough records were sold. And now, but she didn't give up. She went back to Missouri with her tail between her legs, and I think got a job at a restaurant or something as a waitress. I think she was like 22 or 23 then, and she was, always thinking in her head, I'm going to go back, I'm going to figure it out. Living with her parents, and then she went back to Los Angeles, I think like 3 years ago or something like that, and things began to really pick up for her, and this little thing led to the next, to the next, to the next, and now in the last year, I think she's got 4 songs in the top 100 right now, and she just won a Grammy for Best New Pop Artist of the Year. She's 26 years old, and I mean, she is blowing up. Everywhere you turn now, you're going to hear her song called The Pink Pony, which is a song about being a dancer in a dance club in Los Angeles or Hollywood, and how her mother is going to just freak out knowing it, but how she's comfortable doing it, and she wants to do it, even though she knows people are going to be angry with her. She following her own lead, and the song just blew up. I mean, she was on the Grammys, on national television, Saturday Night Live, and I say all that to say this, guys. Look, you just don't give up. The key to success is never quitting. I don't care how horrible you are. If I told you how my first year or two in jiu-jitsu went, you just wouldn't believe it. It was so bad. I mean, bad. And I would come in every night knowing that I was going to get my ass beat bad, but I knew I couldn't quit. And now, 10 years later, I'm not saying I'm the best at it, but I can hold my own, and I can. I mean, if I had to fight that myself 10 years ago, I'd kill that guy. So you have to measure your success, really, your progress, based on your own, your own progress against yourself. A lot of my students try to compare themselves to other students. You can't do that. Compare yourself to yourself, and you're going to notice a lot of progress if you don't give up. Here's the problem: people give up. Everybody, not everybody, but 90% probably give up. You can't do that. Take a deep breath when you're discouraged, when you're unhappy, when you're frustrated, when you're distracted, and just take a step back, guys. Take a day off and reflect and recognize that all the hard work you put into up till now has merit. It means a lot. It's accumulative. And then go back in and hit it again with a refreshed attitude. And you'll be surprised. If you'll do that every once in a while, this is what I do, you'll hit some home runs, man. And then you're going to have those bad days. And then you're going to have, it's just the way it is. Good, bad, up and down, all around. I was talking to somebody last night about it. It's like, oh, I know who it was. It was one of my kids. Told her mother she was unhappy with our coach. This girl's like 6 or 7 or 8. Very talented. She's already won several tournaments. And I told the mother, I said, look, if you want, I'll get involved, have a meeting with the coach and with you, and with your daughter. But I said, let me talk to your daughter. So her daughter sat down with me for just a few minutes. It was at the gym. And I said, look, you're very talented, you got a lot going for yourself, and I know that you're not happy about certain things, but I can tell you from my own experience, I had a lot of same thing happen to me during my career. Coaches I didn't like, I thought they were too difficult, they were brash, they weren't friendly, they were mean-spirited. But I always looked at, does the good outweigh the bad? And the knowledge that they gave me, looking back now, was well worth what I had to tolerate. it's not like they were like beating up on me per se. They just made me feel, it wasn't it wasn't like the kind of environment that I wanted. And you're kind of going through the same thing. You do what you want, but my suggestion to you is stick it out. Stay with it, continue to grow and improve. And I said, someday you're going to realize it was worth working through this. I don't know if she's going to stay or not, but the idea that I'm trying to get across to her is don't let one or two little things, take you off track. And talk about going to another gym. I said, you may go to another gym and it may be 10 times worse than this gym. Coaches are always going to be an issue. They just are. Even the best ones are going to have quirks. I see you.
No,
making the movement over
they're
there,
all going
like
to
you wanna
coach
say
a little
something.
different. Yeah, they're all going to coach a little different, and you're right. I mean, one of your coaches that you worked with for a long time was very difficult to get along with. A lot of people,
And that
didn't.
from personal experience.
A
I
lot
thought
of-
about that.
A lot of people didn't like him, but you learned a ton.
I learned a lot.
You learned a ton. Yeah.
And he kept me on track for years. If it weren't for him, I would have never done competition because I didn't have the confidence, and he instilled that confidence in me.
I think there are times though when you do need to make the jump.
Yeah,
If you're not,
I agree.
if this coach has coached you to a certain level and you need to go to the next level and that coach can't do it, then you do have to switch.
That's a
But
good point.
but I don't know that that's the case at this age that you're talking about.
It's a touchy situation, but I'm used to touchy situations.
Yeah.
Okay, on another note, Teddy Roosevelt.
Is this a story?
Yeah,
Oh, I love stories.
I think I might have mentioned this before, but everybody knows right now, like the stuff going on in Israel with the Gaza Strip and the Hamas and its hostages, and how they're using the hostages to benefit their cause and get what they want and manipulate the process, and how horrible that is. But I remember a story years ago, and I looked it up the other day, about Teddy Roosevelt. He was president back in the 20s, I think, or 1900, early 1900. And he was the kind of president that was like, man, he sent the whole United States Navy to, let me see what country it was. I don't think it was Morocco. I can't read my writing, but it was basically a country where an American had been taken like kidnapped. And he sent the whole Navy for one American. You think about that, and then you think about how Trump's operating, putting the pressure on Hamas to get our Americans out, let alone the Israelis. Similar mindset, but in Roosevelt's case, he even went further. He said the whole Navy. It might have been a whole Navy. I think it was like a Navy, like a squadron or whatever you call it. But the idea was it might as well have been
Sending a
the
message.
whole United States military, basically, and they released that person, got him back. So I think things like that mean a lot, because I think sometimes people are afraid to make a move because they think they're going to be unpopular with whoever. But you have to stand for what you believe in, guys. You can't waver. If you believe in something enough, stick with it, man. Just like the President Roosevelt did there, or like Trump's doing. A lot of people don't like him, but he's standing firm on his convictions and going for what he thinks is right. And you have to admire anybody that does that. And you may not like it, but I always have a lot of respect for people that don't waver. They stick to their guns, so to speak, right? Let's see if I can read my writing on this one.
You need to slow down.
I need to slow down.
Take your
I'll take
time.
my time. We talked about smoking and vaping and all that. That's crazy. It's really a shame how companies glamorize alcohol, cigarettes. If you look at some of these old commercials, people smoking cigarettes like it's so cool. And there's a cigarette brand called Cool, by the way. I used to smoke them. I used to smoke Cools, Marlboros, Winstons, Camels, non-filter. Oh boy, you were tough if you could do a non-filter cigarette.
Wow.
Man, I mean, I smoked them, boy. That's why I'm so passionate about trying to encourage my students to not smoke, because I know where it's going to take them. I mean, I quit smoking 40 years ago, and I can still feel it. We talk about this. They say the lungs heal. I don't think they ever heal 100%. Obviously, they heal a lot, but I can still tell. I can still feel it. It's not 100%. So another good reason to not smoke. If you smoke, put it down, man. Look, you're going to suffer for a while. It took me about 6 months, maybe a year, before I felt normal. Not that I've ever been normal. But you'll get through it. I gained a lot of weight. I ate a lot. Drank a lot of coffee. Started running. And that helped a lot. The exercise will help you probably more than anything. Because you feel good about yourself, and you physically feel better, and you have more capacity, and you have better endurance, and you have more cardio, and you just can do more, and you just feel better. You have more energy, and you sleep better, and you look forward to the workout. That becomes an addiction. That's a much better addiction than cigarettes. What say you, sir?
Well, I just wanted to talk a little bit about something you mentioned before the podcast. You said that you were going to go see Yoda.
Yoda.
No, I meant you're going to start doing some yoga.
Oh, yoga. Yeah, on Sunday we have a yoga coach coming in for an hour session.
You've never done that
no.
before? Wow.
And my coach loves it, so he
So
said,
we're going to hear about your journey
yeah,
and what it will do for you.
should be interesting. At least we'll hope so, right?
That's right.
Okay, any breaking news, sir?
Yes, sir.
Oh, I love the breaking news portion of our podcast.
This time of year, there's colds and flus, and people seem to kind of get sick this time of year.
Yes.
Progresso Soup. Progresso Soup has come out with cough drops
What?
that taste like chicken noodle soup.
Oh my gosh. For real?
It is.
That's hilarious.
And it's $2.49 for a can of 24 lozenges.
Cheap enough.
They sold out as of January 23rd, but they're trying to get more back in.
That's fascinating.
People like the chicken noodle soup flavor.
Interesting.
Who doesn't like chicken noodle soup?
Everybody loves chicken noodle
Yeah.
soup.
And then today is, some people really like this, is National Chocolate Mint Day.
Well,
Yum.
chocolate mints.
And then, probably most importantly, according to SpongeBob SquarePants, it's Best Friends Day.
Best Friends Day.
Yeah, according to SpongeBob.
Speaking of best friends, I had a friend that I thought a lot of, and I felt like I was going out of my way to help this person. Just in a friendship way, just because I think the person was struggling and I thought I could maybe have some impact. And then this person dissed me. This person disrespected me. And this is like a few months ago. And I saw this person recently, and I thought to myself, and this person is now trying to be friendly towards me. And I can't accept that, because, that person did me, it was an unfair scenario, unfair situation. I was disrespected. And now they want to act like nothing happened. I can't do that. I mean, an apology would be, I'd consider. And it's not like I'm saying like, hey, look at me, but it's the idea that when you treat somebody right, and then they turn that around back on you, and they do something that's not respectful, and dish you, D-I-S-S, that's like basically kick you to the curb, right? You can't accept that. You can't accept that. And I thought to myself, there's a long list of these kinds of disappointments that I've experienced in the last year, more than I think in my whole life. And I thought to myself, when I saw that person, I'm going to add you to my long list of disappointments. And I'm not complaining, guys, I'm analyzing. And I think it's just another example of why you can't waver in your own endeavors. Whatever is important to you, you can't get distracted with these disappointments. And you're going to have them. I'm sorry, it's just life, man. There's a lot of effed up people out there. they're either not right mentally, they're mean, they're sociopathic, they're malicious, they're deceitful, they're manipulative, whatever. Why they do these things that they shouldn't do, that you don't deserve to be treated this way. It's going to happen, and you can't worry about it. I think about it once in a while. I think about this stuff, but I've learned to move on, move forward, have enough respect for myself that I don't allow these people to be in my life. If there's an epiphany and they come along, they want to apologize, you think they're sincere, maybe you reconsider it. Probably not, but maybe. An open mind. Things do happen, things do change sometimes. People figure it out. Hey man, I lost a really good friend, and I think I screwed up and I need to apologize. That happens every once in a while, but I don't think it happens very often. Okay, I'll shut up.
Well, back to burpees.
Burpees.
There was something I wanted to say
Yes.
earlier. I just didn't want to mess with your flow because I
Okay.
knew you were kind of in a rhythm there.
Okay.
You had some mojo happening. But when you said burpees, made me think of burping. And the best burp I've ever heard. Have you ever seen the movie Elf? When he drinks the 2-liter bottle of Coke?
You're talking about, I don't think I saw the movie, but I'm thinking of the actor that played him.
Yes. Well, you need to watch that movie.
Oh.
And when he drinks the Coca-Cola, he drinks the whole 2-liter, and he does this burp that goes on for at least maybe like 15 to 30 seconds.
Oh, wow.
Crazy.
Crazy.
Crazy. Best burp I've ever heard. Yeah. Just had to throw that in there.
Well, that's really interesting, Brent. I'm glad you brought that up.
Yes. Best burpee ever.
Yeah. The thing that's good about Brent is that he always tempers my seriousness with some humor. I know I get a little bit too wound up, but it's just because I'm passionate about
Yes,
it.
you are.
What I believe in. But you can't be dramatic all the time. Brent's right. You have to have some fun. You have to have some humor. People love humor.
Well, life's too short.
Life is
Enjoy it every day.
Enjoy it every day. All right. Well, any closing thoughts, sir? We'll get out of here.
No, I'm on this beautiful snowy day. Glad to be here.
I'm glad to be anywhere at my age. Okay, guys. Well, listen. Not trying to be bossy or anything. I talked about the last. Listen. Just remember. Okay, I'm being too bossy. How about this? If you don't give up, eventually the stars are going to line up, right? We talk about that all the time. And it's not supposed to be easy. I don't like it to be easy. I don't like anything to be easy. Well, maybe a few things in life. But by and large, during the course of the day, I like things to be challenging. It keeps your brain working a little bit better and more top speed. And you feel better when you get through something that's difficult and get to the other side. And that accomplishment's the best drug in the world, man. So don't fret, don't worry if things aren't going your way. Stay the course. Keep your chin up. Be around good, positive people. Put good stuff in your brain, man. Don't put a bunch of trashy, crappy stuff in your brain and negative stuff. Get rid of all that. Make it a point to be around. If you're watching television or your phone, put good stuff in your brain. Go to positive stuff. Don't put negative stuff in your head. Be around really good people like Brent. And, work hard. Be consistent. Stay the course. So until next time, guys, just remember, always, and I mean always, at least as best you can, keep your head up and stay positive.